Ever notice how when someone objects, most salespeople panic? If you treat every no like it's a dead end, it will be. If you're in sales, you're going to run into objections. How you respond decides whether or not you earn trust or lose the deal. Whether the objection is it's too expensive or I want to think about it. The objection is not the enemy. It's an invitation. When handled correctly, you're not only overcoming resistance, but you're building credibility. The key is product knowledge. As a professional, you must be able to see how you can help clients, not hurt them. If you have value you can impress upon them, you can help them. If not, move on. There's one counterintuitive way to handle objections that actually makes buyers more committed. It sounds soft, but it's a power move. Let's get into it. Here's the truth. An objection is not a rejection. It's just a need for more clarity. If someone wasn't interested, they would have ghosted you. When they object, they're still in the game. They're just looking for a reason to believe you. Let me paint a typical scenario for you. You make a presentation, the client hesitates. You start to backpedal, then you start to discount your product, and then even worse, you might over-explain yourself. Wrong move. What that tells them is that you don't even believe in your own product. It sounds like you're apologizing. Instead, recognize that an objection is a signal that you need to ask better questions, not push harder. The next time when someone says, I'm not sure it's worth it, ask them, what would it take to make it worth it to you? When they answer that question, they're helping you close them. But how do you respond when their logic sounds airtight? Most objections sound logical, but they're emotional. Your prospects, they're not calculating, they're looking for ways to protect themselves. However, when you know your products or services have real value, you could begin to coach them. This is how you do it. You mirror them. You simply say, I totally get why you'd feel that way. This instantly reduces the resistance. Now you can reframe their concern and simply say, it surprised me too until I saw how it played out. You're not fighting, you're just relating and guiding. And this keeps them in dialogue. And in sales, conversation beats confrontation every single time. But what if they still feel like they need to sleep on it? Let's just call it what it is. If they still want to sleep on it, that's a code for really saying they're not convinced yet. You could try this. You could say, let's fast forward 3 to 6 months from now, after our solution has been totally implemented. How has life changed for you? So now you're shifting your focus from fear to vision. And when people can see their success, they're going to want to move forward. What about objections from multiple stakeholders when they say, I need to talk to someone else on my team? Now here's a pro tip. The best objection handling is to prevent the objection in the first place. In the previous video, I advised that quality questions are the tools of your trade. Early in your casual conversation, you should be asking, who beside yourself should be involved in your final decision? If they say just me, great. But if not, now you know the real decision flow. If they're not the final decision maker, now you can say, let's involve this other party right now so we can avoid having to revisit this conversation again later. Now that's being proactive, and being proactive is being professional. Waiting for those objections to hit you is playing defense. Playing offense is leading the process before those objections derail you. So how do you lead without pushing? Now that you've learned how to flip objections into trust, clarity, and action, you want to master sales leadership through your service. Because persuasion without purpose is burning bridges instead of building them. I'll show you how servant leadership helps you close more sales by serving better. So you can become the partner that buyers want and not the pitch man that they dodge. You will learn all of this in my next video, Mastering Servant Leadership for Sales Success.